you know that's where they're gonna butcher you. I was fucking screaming and showing them those fucking estrogen vocal cords. Sounded like I was getting murdered and like I was getting my limbs cut out. I actually spent around Hey guys, welcome to my BBL experience. I'm gonna do a BBL guide, which means everything you need to know if you're getting the surgery. This video is just me explaining my experience and everything. I took some notes for when I'm gonna be doing the BBL guide. I really want to help you guys as much as I can with anyone that's getting the surgery, but this video is just like story time wise. So this is for the other video. In the previous video, I told you guys why I was thinking about getting a BBL and why I did get the BBL. So basically, just to sum up, I was having issues with my body image. Basically, I was going through an ED, and then once I got through with it and I was able to get the help that I needed, I decided to give myself a boost and get a BBL. The BBL was in Miami. I live in Canada, so I had to figure out everything as to like nurses, where I was gonna stay, how long I was gonna stay, with who I was gonna bring, and my family was not really open to the idea of me getting a BBL. Yes, they support me, but they're not gonna come with me to like help me, you know? I turned to my best friend and she was in the process of moving, so she couldn't come. So that's when I made like one of the worst decisions of my life, and I invited someone that I did not really know that could come. Also, it was during exam time, so the rest of my friends that I could have invited, I could have waited and gotten it with someone that I trusted and that I trusted 100%, but my ass, when I want something, I want it now. That's what I did. I basically invited someone that I didn't really know. I booked my flight and I got to my Airbnb in Miami. It was, I believe, 5 minutes away in a vehicle, so it was perfect. The only thing is that it had a lot of stairs and the bed was very high, so I was thinking to myself, is this gonna be a problem? I asked many people, they were like, no, it's not that big of a deal. Mind you, it was a really pretty Airbnb, so it kind of made up for it. The day before surgery, I had all day to myself in the Airbnb. The person I invited to help me wasn't here yet because something happened. I don't exactly remember. That day, I pretty much just went shopping. I went to like explore Miami, which by the way is very dirty compared to Canada, and it's so nasty because it's so warm and like humid that you can't breathe. And your hair just fluffs the fuck up. The party scene with like the clubs and the restaurants were pretty nice, but overall I would not go back. The day of surgery, the night before, I went out with that person and we just had fun. We had drinks. Well, I couldn't drink, so I didn't drink. But then when I got home, I had to prepare the bed. I had to put a shower curtain under the bed so that if you bleed, it doesn't go on the mattress or the sheets. For those of you that don't know, I got a vagina 2 years ago, and it just has not been great. The process of like keeping up with it, you have to insert things. I actually have it right. You have to insert things in it to just keep the deepness of it. And for some reason, I still have to do it every fucking day. And if I get relations and if it's big enough, then it counts too. But it's just a pain in the ass. I knew that because I was getting BBL, I couldn't dilate for a long time. So the night before, I went in bed and I fucking dilated for like 2 hours. I had like 4 hours of sleep because I did get home pretty late. The next morning, when I woke up, it was very stressful. I was so stressed. I had like so much anxiety and I was shaking everywhere. I ordered my Uber. I got there. It was very cold. It was a very cold like area. I mean, it's a surgery place. I don't really have no complaints. It's very clean and proper inside. I will say though, next time I will give some fucking attitude to those people that were in the front because they were so rude to me. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because they knew I was trans and they have like internalized transphobia or something, but they were so rude to me. But I was so stressed, I didn't even notice and I didn't even care. It was after that I realized that how rude they were. I actually forgot to say, the day before I went there and filled papers and like signed a bunch of shit. And you wait in the waiting room, and then it's, you know that you're gonna go see your surgeon and that you're gonna get the fucking surgery. I had lipos 360, so it was gonna be intense. They basically did lipo in my arms, my back, my stomach, my sides, my inner thighs. I think my chest here, I'm not sure because I was like black here. Anyways, they called me in. I actually waited a long time. That's the thing with surgery. You never know exactly when you're gonna go in, but you always have to come in early because you never know. That's when I went in and I met my surgeon. My surgeon was Dr. Chang, and I honestly loved him. He was so nice. He's also like nice to look at. He's pretty like cute. I basically explained to him what I wanted, and I showed him a bunch of pictures of like my inspirations. So when he marked me with a Sharpie, I had to DM my nurses to let them know that till then, in an hour, I would be ready for them to come pick me up post surgery, because obviously I can't text them after surgery or like right before. So they took my phone, they took my clothes, everything, they put it in a bag. I actually forgot to bring myself a robe because people told me last minute, well, my friends forgot to mention me. We're like, oh my god, you need to get a robe because you're gonna be so cold when you wake up from like anesthesia. So I was like, I'm here, like I don't have a fucking robe. So I went to Target and I got like a little sweater like last minute. So I had that. So they put it in the bag, everything. You just go in the surgery, you lay on your fucking back on the table that you see like there's so many knives and like gadgets and stuff, and you know those are gonna go inside you. I was kind of panicking inside because it's a big deal, girl. You're like in, you know that's where they're gonna butcher you. So they poke my arm, they put the anesthesia in. That shit kind of hurts actually. They start giving you, I don't remember if they gave you medicine, I'm probably confused with like my vagina surgery. And my surgeon was basically like rubbing my arm, and he was like, you're gonna be okay, you're gonna be okay, reassuring me and everything. And you just like get really sleepy and you pass out. When I woke up, oh my god, worst pain I have felt in my entire life. It felt like when you hit yourself and you have like a bruise all over my body, and then like when you burn yourself with like an iron or like a stove all over your body. And then I just, at the same time, I felt so fucking cold. I was like trembling. As you guys know, probably some of you guys don't, when you get a surgery in a certain place that you pay for, after you're done, they don't really give a fuck, especially with BBLs. They don't care, so they just want you up and out. One of the girls woke me up by shaking my legs, and she was like, get up, get up, get up. After the surgery, you get 1 hour of sleep on your stomach in like a chair, and then they wake you up to get the fuck out. Also, that's when they give you your prescription, so you're not on any pain meds. I literally thought I was gonna die. Like, that's how I felt. I was just freezing cold, in excruciating pain, and then the girl was just shaking my leg, and she was like, get up, get up, get up, get up. And then she was like, basically, from what I understood, it's so weird because you feel like you're in a dream, but you know it's real because of the pain, but you just don't understand exactly what she's telling you. And the only thing I could understand is she was like, basically tell me, get the fuck out. So I pushed my body up with my arms, which if you got lipo, you know how fucking painful that is. You just got a metal rod put in your arm, sucked the fuck out of your fat, and then an hour later you have to push your whole body weight with your arms. That shit was unbearable. You know, my ass was fucking screaming and showing them those fucking estrogen vocal cords. And when I got up with my arms, they threw me in the fucking wheelchair. They don't care. From what I've heard, it's not really a big deal because right after surgery there's so much swelling that it's hard, so it doesn't really affect it if you sit right after. So anyways, I was in the chair, then I got out, they pushed me out, and then my nurses were waiting for me with their van, and thank God they had a bed in the back, and it was basically like a big mattress in the back of the van, so I could literally lay on my stomach. I was so comfortable, but still in fucking pain, and I thought in my head, I was like, did something go wrong because I feel like I'm dying. Then I got to the Airbnb, they opened the door, I had to get up all those fucking stairs, and then I was regretting my decision. I was like, why did I fucking get this Airbnb? I got on the bed, which was high as fuck, which again, I was like, why? And then the first day, you're basically on your stomach the whole fucking day. Yes, they asked me to walk around because you have to have circulation, but my ass didn't want to get up. I was in too much pain, so I just fucked it. But if you're watching this and you're getting BBL, you should get up and walk. It's actually really good for you. They actually feed you like a fucking baby. You are, at this point, you don't know how to eat, you don't know how to drink, you have to like relearn everything. It's so weird and fucked up. They fed me soup. They were so nice. I woke up pretty hungry all the time and I was gonna throw up sometimes, but I never did. It was like I needed to throw up, but I just fell asleep, so I didn't. The water tasted like metal because your mouth is like fucked up. My throat was dry and scratchy and I couldn't speak. The next day you wake up, your fucking face is swollen. Like, I've never seen my face swollen like that. It was so swollen that my eyes were like shut closed. I kind of liked it, to be honest. I was looking in the mirror and I was like, oh, you look so cunt. I had big cheekbones. My fucking filler in my lips was blowed the fuck up. I was living. That day I got my first massage with my massage girl. I love her. She was so nice and good. She really snatched me up. Your first massage is gonna be the fucking most painful thing of your life. You just got put a metal rod all over your body and she's basically gonna fucking press so hard on your skin and just push the liquid out. The person that was there with me actually recorded me while she was massaging me and it sounded like I was getting murdered and like I was getting my limbs cut out. The faja situation really stressed me out because I kept getting pee on my faja. There was blood everywhere. My body was black. Like, my arms are black, my chest was black, my legs were blue. It was very weird. The first few days are kind of unbearable and like whatever, and then after that you notice, the first change I noticed is like you kind of like unswell, so your face gets back to normal, your body kind of like gets thinner and slimmer because obviously it was really swollen. And then you start putting foams and boards in like your waist and then you look like a snowman. You have to walk more. I had to go outside and I looked crazy, but you know, I didn't really care because I knew it was Miami. A lot of people get BBLs in Miami, and honestly, if I wasn't in Miami and people would look at me weird, I wouldn't really give a fuck. That's one thing about Miami. Everyone goes there to get a BBL, so once people see you the way you are, they instantly know that's why you got done. So it's kind of like a flex. You're just walking around and people know that you spent a lot of money to get a body and they're like, queen. So I transferred hotels, I think 3 times after the Airbnb. The person that was with me actually took my phone and got us Airbnb very far actually, and then when I got there I realized it was not gonna work. So I had to cancel it and it cost me a lot of money. 4 days post-op, I changed hotels again, and then I was on my own. So I had to do everything on my own, unfortunately. I'm not gonna get into all the aspects of it because it's very traumatic and it honestly traumatized me. But anyways, that's a different story. I don't know if I'm ever gonna say it because it's just, I can't even believe it still. Got into that hotel, I think it was like $1,000 a night. It was crazy, but it was actually really pretty. I would just order room service and I would just take walks outside all day. So I would just get back at night and then just lay on my stomach and fall asleep and then repeat. I'm Canadian, so if you think about it, the US conversion of my money, basically splitting my money in half. So I spent a ton of money. I mean, a lot of people are asking me what the total price was, and I'm gonna honestly say it right now. The BBL like the BBL fact of it with like nurses, massage girl, the surgery and the foams and like materials I had to get was around $17K. And in total with the hotels, the Airbnb, the food, I actually spent around $25K. While I was there, I didn't really think about the money aspect because you're going through so much. You're in a new country. It was the first time I went to the US, so it was like a lot for me. So the money part of the whole thing, it wasn't really an issue. I wasn't really stressing about it. 2 weeks later, after I was gonna leave, I saw Dr. Chang again. He just basically checked everything that happened, made sure I was okay. Actually, funny and embarrassing as fuck story I have is when I got there to basically do my last checkup, he examined my body and everything, and I was very lightheaded because it was the morning. It was like 6 a.m. or something. I don't know why it was so fucking early, but anyways, I had not eaten, so I was about to faint, and then I almost basically fainted, and he was just there in front of me, and he actually tried to help me, but it was just so embarrassing. Honestly, if you're thinking about getting BBL, I would 100% recommend him. He's amazing. He's so great. He gave me exactly what I wanted. My friends, my family that has seen my body in person, they can't believe it. They've seen my body before and now they've seen my body now, and they just, he's a magician. And it was time for me to go the fuck home. And let me tell you, the plane ride, the airport, everything horrible. Nasty, disgusting. It was a bad dream. Let me put this in your head. You can't wear anything that's gonna put pressure on your BBL, so I couldn't find anything like shorts or pants or anything that would cover me but not put pressure. So I basically went like naked, basically. It sounds weird, but I was wearing a shirt so you could see my faja, my suit, the BBL suit. But I didn't really give a fuck. I just went there and I was in my shirt. I had my fucking compression socks. I looked a mess. Into the first plane because I had 2 flights to do. The first one was 5 hours and the second one was like 50 minutes or something. I got into the first flight. I got there. It was excruciating. The whole flight I was crying, and I was actually in first class. And I was on my knees, and sometimes I would just put my BBL pillow, and it was just very uncomfortable and disgusting. And the girl in front of me, actually, well, behind me, when I was on my knees and just my face would be in her face, she would constantly roll her eyes up, and I'd be like, girl, if you keep going, you're gonna have to go back to Miami to get your nose fixed, honey. Honestly, she was just giving me a whole fucking bad vibe and stares the whole plane ride. And I was like, isn't it obvious that I'm going through the fucking worst time of my life? Like, I was blowing up because of the air pressure, and I was in so much pain. I couldn't really sit down, so I had to go on my knees, then sit on my BBL pillow, and that shit was so uncomfortable. I was in first class, so I don't know how people do it when they don't go on first class and just go on like business class or something else. The first flight was actually delayed or something, so I missed my second flight, so they had to rebook it in the morning of the next day. So I had to take in a hotel and then sleep there, eat there, and then wake up really early and then go back and fly here. When I got home, oh my god, I felt so good. And honestly, I felt really relieved because everything was over. I was home. I felt safe. Miami, oh my god. Here, you can just go out at night and take walks at 3 in the morning or whenever the fuck you want when it's dark. In Miami, I was about to go out of my hotel to take a walk, and the girl was like, what the fuck are you doing? You can't go outside at night. It's like the purge. Like, I'm so glad to be Canadian, and I'm actually really proud of my country. Like, it's so safe here. I mean, yes, there's murders and there's like stuff happening, but it's honestly, I go out at night and nothing happens. So also, when you get home, you can't sit for 3 months. And actually, my surgeon told me if I wanted the best results to not sit for 4 months. So guess what I fucking did? I didn't sit for 4 months. It was very hard because when you go in public spaces, you look so dumb whipping out a fucking brick and putting it under your legs. And then all your friends are like this level and you're like this level and you look like a clown. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I'm gonna have the best body. Like, suffering is beauty. Is that what they say? Beauty is pain. That's what they say. Would I go for a second round? Absolutely not. I would never go through that shit again. Officially today, I'm 5 months post-op. I'm so happy. And I would do it again. I just contradicted myself. But anyways, obviously this was like a 6-month timeline period. So I could have more content regarding the BBL. A lot of people on TikTok are like, oh, you're making your BBL a personality. Honey, if you got a BBL and you paid $25K for it, I'm pretty sure you would be talking about it. Or not if you're not open. I'm open because I believe influencers should basically tell people what they get done because they choose to be on social media and have like an open life, but then hide stuff that could create body dysmorphia to people. So that's just my opinion. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah. Bye.
I have eyes everywhere, bitch.